Hi people, welcome back. If it's your first time, my name is Talia Adewale and this is Despite Them. We are talking about Cinderella and the Four Knights, which is a Korean drama that was set and released back in 2016. Do all the right things and let's jump. English, people. It is my first language, I promise you that. Do all the right things and let us jump into the review. I'm very excited about this one. I think that's why I'm tripping over my words. So this I just watched on a whim. It's been on my watch list for a while. I have a ton of old K-dramas on my watch list. I will not be doing reactions to those ones. I feel like it depends. It depends. I will reach out to you guys if I think that maybe it's reaction worthy. I will reach out and see how many people are actually excited about that and I will do it. Usually if one person says they want it, I will do it because I want to watch it anyways. I'm going to do it anyway, so I might as well do a reaction for you guys. This one I wasn't really interested in because I didn't really have time. It's when I was sick, like I couldn't go anywhere. I was just in one place for a few days. I started watching it and I fell in love, as most K dramas will make you. So the story is a young girl living with her cruel stepmother and sister is hired by an old man to move into a beautiful mansion to look after her three young and rich after his three young and rich grandsons. So the three boys are cousins, fathered by the three sons of the rich man. Now, I love the show. Loved it. I have watched it twice since I saw it, which was just last week. That's how much I really enjoyed it. However, no, let's do it in the right words. However, I have to say it when I have contention with anything. However, there was a lot that I had to complain about. I love it. Like I said, I love this show. It has a 91% of Google users who have approved it. It is 9.5 on Viki, 7.8 on my drama list. Like, it has really good ratings. And I join them with those ratings. But there's a lot that I have to rant about. So come on with me in this journey. And we're going to be talking about the characters one after the other. So like the name implies, it is loosely based on the Cinderella story. I think the only connection to the Cinderella story is her stepmother and her useless stepsister, which I call Dumb and Dumber. I honestly skip their scenes because it's Dumb and Dumber every single time. But another thing that drew me to it was when I was scrolling and I saw the previews, the girl looked familiar. I didn't know where I knew her from. I just knew that she looked familiar. And then when I was doing research for when I watched episodes, I think I watched 4 episodes and I started doing the research, realized that she was Death in Death's Game, and I was like, how could I forget you? How? I didn't, which was why she seemed familiar, but that was it. Like, she's Death in Death's Game, and her character here was so different. It was like night and day, and I loved it. Korean actors are so talented. Don't get me wrong, American actors are really good. Nigerian actors have stepped up their game. Bollywood actors, levels. But I can't get over how masterful Korean actors are at their craft. The guy who plays Reaper right now in Goblin, I have fallen in love with him so much in Goblin that I am excited to watch the other show. I think it's the Nine-Tailed Fox or something. I can't get the name right. But you guys who know what I'm talking about. That's how in love I am. You know, Park Min Young from Marry My Husband. I believe that's her name. I just call her G1 every single time. So in love, I can't wait to watch other stuff that she's done. Like, I just love them. Their mastery of their craft is another level. But this has been a very long intro, so let's hop into this and the criticism. Is that how you say it? Yes. I had while I was watching it. So Hawon is the girl that was hired by the grandfather. Don't get me started on that chairman. We'll come to the chairman in a bit, but she was hired to keep the boys in check. Loved it. Loved her character. She was very resourceful. You know, had to fend for herself obviously because she's grown up with a evil stepmother and an evil stepsister. Her dad drives a truck, so he's away at long periods of time, and they really did mistreat this girl for a long time. And it's like, I don't understand how the dad did not see the signs, but let's not even get into that because he was fighting demons on his own. Anywho, Then you have the cousins, Kang Ji-won. These are their character names. I'm not using their real names because honestly, I don't know them enough to remember their real names. Kang Ji-won, Kang Hee-min, and Kang Seo-woo. Those are the three cousins. Hate each other. Actually, I don't think Seo-woo cared. He was the musician who was just doing his own thing. Hee-min was the one who grew up in the chairman's house, so he was the one who was groomed to take over the company. And Ji-won was the one that was found when he was older and whose life was disrupted by, becoming rich because his grandfather, being the tyrant that he is, said, say goodbye to your old life. Those people don't matter. They're inconsequential. You're rich now. This is your new life. Don't get me started on the chairman, but we'll get to him. So the three guys, they were fine. At first glance, I honestly preferred Seo for her because you know that she was going to fall in love with someone, one of them. I just didn't really peg who it was because I was just going with the flow. So at first glance, before the interaction started happening and everything, I wanted her to fall in love. I wanted her to date Seo because he was the most gentle. He was the only one that really, took his time to welcome her, make her feel at ease when she moved into the house, and stuff like that. So he was the prime candidate for anybody to fall in love with because he's like gentleman. Kang Ji-won, he was not my first pick. I wouldn't have picked Hee-min either because I don't know, he was too full of himself and too rich boy, look at me, I date girls, I'm a player kind of guy. So obviously not my first pick. Ji-won, I don't know. Sometimes he looked 30, sometimes he looked, I don't know. And they were supposed to be playing 20, I guess 21 to 25. Is that what it was? She was 20, so they're all like in their early 20s. He did look, 21, 22 at the end of it. But in the beginning, I was like, this guy had lived a rough life, man. He was looking 35. And obviously, I'm kidding. But, he was not my first pick for her. He's obviously who she ends up with in the end, but he wasn't my first pick for her. However, the way that their romance developed, God, I fell in love with them. The way that he stopped looking at the other girl and started looking at Howen, I was like, yes, this is how romance is supposed to blossom. It was so organic. I just really loved it. Now, there's one character that I thought that they could do without, and that was Hae-ji. Don't get me wrong, I love the actress. I liked her. She was very pretty. She was giving what she was supposed to be giving. Unfortunately, even when she was happy, she was still giving that sad, dejected girl. But that whole, he doesn't love me, tortured, lover, I will wait here till he notices me. It just doesn't work for me. And I hated it from the very beginning. When we saw her and I saw that this was where her arc was going, I was like, nope, thank you, miss. Keep on stepping. So her and Hee-min, they could have wrapped them up in a pretty bow and shipped them off the show because honestly, I was not down for that storyline. Especially when you get to the end and you realize why he was doing what he was doing. And it's like, did you not think, with all the money that you have, you could not buy a brain? Did you not think to have a conversation with this girl? And then if she turned you down, you go run away with your tail between your legs. No, you just assumed that this is what she would want. And you were like, this is what it is. And you made each other, I think it was for a full year that he was doing that. Look at how lovey-dovey he was in the end. And I don't know how long ago, a bunch of you who are watching this review, how long ago it was that you saw it. Maybe you watched it in 2016 when it came out. But maybe go and watch it again because it really was a good show. But look at how lovey-dovey he was in the end. I was obviously trying to make up time for all the times that he broke her heart and turned her away and everything. But look at what he could have had all this while. And for what reasons? Him and Hae-ji can just pack up and leave. Joking, but not joking. And then we come to the chairman. This man, in his infinite wisdom, don't get me started on the multiple mistakes that he kept on making, repeating. He made a mistake with his son, repeated it with his grandson, did not learn. But in his infinite wisdom, he took a 20-year-old, beautiful, intelligent, self-sufficient girl, put her in a house with 3 young men, and did not think that somebody would fall in love. Obviously, all 3 of them fell in love with her to some capacity. She was Seo's first love. Human was attracted to her because he was using her obviously as a distraction, but I think he did grow to respect her and he just liked being around her. And obviously Jiwon fell head over heels. Like they are life mates. Like it's just assumed that these people will get married and have pretty babies in the future. But the chairman did not think. He made her sign a contract that dating is not allowed, and he thought that that would be enough. No, throw the chairman away. Throw him away with all his money and his wife. His wife was fine. I liked her until she did what she did to Howon in the hospital and tried to blame Howon for what happened to the chairman. And I will not forgive her for that. No, no, I don't care if they make a sequel and show us where they are now. I will not forgive her for that. I also wondered throughout the entire series why they were calling it Cinderella and her four knights when there's only three cousins. And then it clicked in that Jung-shin, who was the general secretary, the guy that was always beside the chairman, he's the chairman's second-hand man, was included in that. And it made sense because he was the very first person to actually take care of her when he brought her into the house. At some point, everybody, I think, except for Human, who I don't think knows how to cook, but everybody except for Human cooked for her at one point, just taking care of her. It was kind of like a hybrid sister situation where the ones that were in love with her, but the ones that weren't were like, she's our younger sister and we want to take care of her. I just love the show. Like I said, I've watched it multiple times. I like the storyline. I like the way it ended. It wasn't meant to be anything heartbreaking where they go through stress and trials like 700 times. Like in My Demon, I will not forget what they did to me in My Demon. It was meant to be wrapped up in a pretty bow, and you go ahead with the story the way it's supposed to be. And I liked it. I thought that they did very well. There wasn't really, who else did I... Oh, what's it called? The significance of Howon and Jiwon falling in love and seeing how they basically promised themselves to each other when they were 10, and the parallels of their moms, dying together, one mom trying to save the other mom and both of them dying same day, same burial site, same funeral home. Like, it was mind blowing. They just kind of slid that in there without making it a big deal, and I love that. But my question is, if they promised to return those items back to each other, because at the burial, for those who haven't seen it, at the burial of their moms when they were 10, she had been crying. He'd come over, wiped her eyes, giving her a white rose. I'm just going to take you along the journey because it was very sweet. Giving her a white rose, told her that if she did something, like if she made this sign or something like that. I can never do this without thinking. Yeah, there we go. If she made this sign to the heavens, she'll be able to see her mom. Like, he just really, consoled the poor girl. She gave him her hairpin, and he gave her his armband, the yellow and black armband that they usually wear for funerals. And they promised to return it to each other someday. They did not say when, how, or what's going to happen. They just promised that they would return it to each other. So now these two people grew up and went and fell in love. They fell in love with each other, yes, but what if they hadn't? And then the grown-up boy and the grown-up girl had come to collect the hairpin and the hairband and so on. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just worked out that the two of them found each other and they fell in love. But what if it wasn't the same person and they'd already made promises to this other person 10 years ago, I just found that really funny and hilarious. It has nothing to do with the story. But like I said, I loved their love, their romance, the way it organically flowed. It was very seamless. Like, it wasn't forced. I think that was one of the things that kept me coming back to the storyline. It wasn't forced. I love the girl. She's such a fantastic actress. Every time that she would smile, I would smile because I was just so enchanted with her. The guy is fine. I really don't care about the guy, if I'm being honest. He was good. I like the way he liked her, if that makes sense. But I just loved her. And I think that she's a fantastic actress, and I want to watch everything that she has been in. There was also a cameo of our boy, Jae-hyun, Na In-woo, and I saw him, and he was so young, still so tall, and I screamed. In the middle of the night, I woke my husband because I was so excited. I was like, our boy is here. His character was not a good one, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Ji-hyuk is Ji-hyuk for life. They cannot do anything that will change him. Naeun will always be our Ji-hyuk, and we love him. But yeah, if you haven't seen this, it is streaming on Netflix. I'm not really sure how long it's going to be there, but they have it there right now. It is 16 episodes. Every episode is between 45 to 55 minutes. Just suffer Heiji. Honestly, I guess if you like stuff like that, it will pay off for you in the end. But just suffer her. It gets better for her. Just maybe every time she's on the screen, just forward. Because that's what I was doing. If I'm being honest, I just couldn't stand that. Woe is me. Does he love me? Can I stay? Will he ever take me back? I just couldn't do it anymore. But other than that, I really enjoyed it. And I think I talked about everybody that I wanted to talk about. It was a great story. And yeah, I'm excited to rewatch it multiple times. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the review. I know it's not a reaction. I know a lot of you like reactions, but there's going to be way more reviews on this channel. So make sure to do all the right things. Hit that bell. But yeah, I will see you in the next one. Bye.